They say money makes the world go round, and the women on this list might have something to do with all their partners' success. After all, they say behind every great man is a great woman. Just wait until you see which famous actress landed on our list. Before we jump into it, don't forget to subscribe to the Taco to see more great content like this. Now, let's take a look at 15 of the most beautiful wives of older billionaires. Princess Charlene of Monaco. How would you feel if Grace Kelly was your mother-in-law? Well, Princess Charlene of Monaco knows that feeling all too well. Sadly, she never got to meet her iconic in-law, but the parallels between the two ladies are pretty amazing. Princess Charlene married Princess Grace's son, the notorious Prince Albert of Monaco. The two tied the knot in 2011, and the former Olympic swimmer is 20 years her husband's junior. The beautiful princess maintains her svelte figure despite giving birth to twins in 2014. Now in her 40s, it seems like Princess Charlene hasn't aged a bit. She is looked at as a style icon much like her late mother-in-law. And considering she is a royal, it's safe to assume she lived a life of luxury, which may have something to do with why she looks so youthful. Sylvia Nduka. Of course, snagging a billionaire hubby doesn't come without its drama. Just ask Sylvia Nduka. The former African beauty queen met her husband, Aliko Dangote, when she was 25 years old. Aliko happens to be the wealthiest man in Africa with a worth of nearly $15 billion.
$50 million?
No big deal, right? Except for one small thing. The relationship may have all been in Sylvia's head. The beauty queen was in fact dating the billionaire, but leaked information about their relationship online in hopes he would pop the question. The 57-year-old Aliko wasn't having any of it and eventually broke up with Sylvia. What's even crazier is the fact that Aliko was actually already married, and the whole debacle made major headlines in Africa. Sadly, Aliko and Sylvia weren't meant to be, but that doesn't keep her from being on our list because what a great story. Wendy Deng. Chinese-born businesswoman Wendy Deng is a powerhouse in her own right. She was born to two engineer parents who hoped she would become a doctor. She went on to attend Yale on a scholarship, which we are sure is a great consolation prize. But the biggest thing Wendy is known for is making headlines for possibly being a Chinese spy. This is a big deal because Wendy was once married to one of the biggest media moguls ever, Rupert Murdoch. The relationship had her rubbing elbows with the likes of Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. If you have heard those two names before, it's probably because Ivanka is the daughter of President Trump and her husband is on his staff. So you could see where rubbing elbows with a Chinese spy might not be the best look for this couple. Hope Dworosik. From the pages of Playboy to a lavish wedding on the Amalfi Coast is the best way to sum up Hope Dworosik's life. Back in 2010, Hope took the title of Playboy's Playmate of the Year, which probably put her on the radar for billionaire bachelors looking to score a beautiful wife. That's where tech investor Robert Smith enters. Let's just say Robert liked what he saw and put a ring on it. The wedding was one of the most ridiculous weddings on the planet. The secluded estate the couple tied the knot in had such a daunting drive that they decided to have everything for the ceremony helicoptered in.
Go! Get to the chopper!
Oh, and Hope walked down the aisle while John Legend sang. The singer also lent his voice for the couple's first dance. And just so no one was left out, Seal also serenaded the couple and their wedding guests. Fabiana Flossi. One of the most mismatched couples on this list has to be Fabiana Flossi and billionaire Bernie Ecclestone. For those of you who don't know, Bernie is one of the richest men in the world and the CEO of Formula One. This is his third marriage, and it came with a little bit of drama. Because of their 45-year age difference, many people called Fabiana a gold digger. But if you see the couple together, you can see the love between them, even if they can't see eye to eye because Fabiana towers over Bernie. Before her marriage to British business mogul, Fabiana was the vice president of marketing for the Brazilian Grand Prix, where she eventually met her now husband. Rumor has it she was dating a Brazilian doctor at the time, who she left for the British billionaire. Melanie Kraft Ellison. Romance novelist Melanie Kraft Ellison isn't the only wife of Larry Ellison to make the list. Larry is best known for being the founder and CEO of Oracle, a software company. He and Melanie were married in 2003 but sadly split in 2010. Before their marriage, the gorgeous Melanie had a myriad of different jobs. She was once a bartender, she tried to be a pastry chef, and she even tried to be a safari driver, which leads us to believe she has a lot of content for those books she's writing. Though the couple didn't work out, the 25-year age difference didn't seem to be the issue. We think the fact that she was his fourth wife might have had something to do with it though. Either way, she's doing just fine after the divorce, reportedly getting a yacht and several of her ex's properties. Salma Hayek. She may be the only wife on this list that doesn't need an introduction. You probably didn't even know she was married to a billionaire, but it's true. Famous actress Salma Hayek tied the knot to François-Henri Pinault in 2007. Not sure who François is? Let's just say you've probably heard of a few of the companies he owns, like Balenciaga and Gucci. In fact, it was a former executive at Gucci that set the couple up in the first place. The pair dated for 11 months before François popped the question. Salma even had a little bun in the oven at the time, their daughter Valentina. Considering they've lasted for over a decade, we see this couple being in it for the long haul. Jade Forret. Jade Forret, now Jade Lagardère, is quite a hit on Instagram. It may have something to do with her lavish lifestyle or the fact that she's a total bombshell. The former Belgian model is married to one of the most powerful men in France, Arnaud Lagardère. The couple has been together for years, but when they first started dating, it caused a little controversy. The pair released a video appearing together, and Arnaud was obviously smitten with the then 20-year-old Jade. He was 50 at the time, and being so open about your private life is frowned upon in aristocratic France. So much so, many believed Arnaud was committing financial self-harm appearing in the video that went viral. But as time has gone on, the pair seems to truly be in love, despite their 30-year age difference. Elisabetta Gregoracci. Another model to make the list, surprise surprise, is Italian model and presenter Elisabetta Gregoracci. In 2010, Elisabetta married Italian businessman and Formula One team manager Flavio Briatore. The two are about 30 years in age difference, but that didn't stop them from procreating. Elisabetta and Flavio share one son. Sadly, it seems not all is well in paradise. In January of 2018, it was announced the couple filed for divorce after 9 years together. Neither have come forward with what went wrong in the marriage, but it's said to be a mutual split. Apparently, Elisabetta is going to get a huge allowance out of the divorce, so it must not be all that bad. But we can't imagine having such a public split is really taxing on the once beautiful family. Andrea Hissam. Back in 2008, Andrea Hissam caught the eye of American billionaire Steve Wynn. But there was a problem. Steve was already married to his first wife. Of course, when you have billions of dollars, nothing is really out of reach. Steve divorced his wife, who got one of the largest divorce settlements in history, and eventually married Andrea. The couple married in 2011, a day after the royal wedding, and there were many comparisons between the two events. Andrea's dress, for one, was said to be very similar to Duchess Kate's dress. Steve even spent $1 million on the nuptials, which had a guest list of 1,000. Most recently, Steve came under fire during the #MeToo movement for an incident that took place in 2005 before he met his current wife. That wasn't enough for Andrea to leave her husband, who was 21 years her senior. Princess Amira Al Tawil. She's known as one of the most beautiful women in the world, Princess Amira Al Tawil. When she was just 18 years old, she met her now ex-husband, Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. The pair met when she was granted an interview with the prince. The two were immediately smitten, and the interview actually lasted over 2 hours. 9 months later, the couple was married. She's known for her women's rights and philanthropic work, and of course her beauty. Sadly, the couple divorced in 2013, and not much is known as to why. Though they didn't work out, Princess Amira and Prince Walid still speak fondly of each other. Now that she is no longer a real royal in Saudi Arabia, her new goal is to be a role model for other independent women around the world. Christy Hins. If you are old enough to remember the beginning of the internet, yes, that old, then you might remember Netscape. Netscape was an internet search engine before we even knew what an internet search engine was. Now, it's mostly just a web browser, but it was revolutionary at the time. The man who founded Netscape? That would be Jim Clark. And this would be Jim Clark's wife, Christy Hins, an Australian model. Christy has appeared in the pages of Sports Illustrated and even modeled for Victoria's Secret. The couple may be 36 years apart in age, but that doesn't mean love can't find a way, right? The pair married in 2009, and they had other reasons to celebrate. At the time, Jim was the only man in history to have set up 3 completely separate billion-dollar companies. Eloise Brody. Though she may be a little older than the rest of the ladies on this list, Eloise Brody is just as gorgeous. Now in her 60s, Eloise is the stunning wife of hair care and alcohol mogul John Paul DeJoria. You might be familiar with his companies, Paul Mitchell and Patron. The beauty was born and raised in Houston, Texas, eventually leaving for greener pastures. In 1988, she was chosen as Playboy's Playmate of the Year. 2 years later, she was set up on a blind date with John Paul, and the rest is history. The couple got married in 1993 and it's reported Eloise's longtime friend Cher was in attendance. Eloise and John Paul's marriage has stood the test of time, and it seems like they couldn't be happier. Malia Andelin. In the wake of his 2009 divorce from Paula Fortunata, it seems like Sumner Redstone had his eye on a younger lady. The billionaire was 85 at the time and acting as Viacom's chairman. The newly single bachelor was seen out and about with a much younger woman, Malia Andelin, who happened to be about 6 decades his junior. The couple met while Malia was a flight attendant for one of Viacom's private jets. Though the details of their relationship was never revealed, the relationship itself was built to last. But that doesn't mean Malia didn't profit from associating herself with a billionaire. Tax records show the former girlfriend of Sumner received $75,000 because of him. It was mostly for securing an $850,000 donation to the Global Poverty Project from one of Sumner's charity foundations. Anna Sergeyevna. To be fair, Anna Sergeyevna's probably just the flavor of the week for notorious playboy Jim Goldstein. Los Angeles natives and NBA fans might recognize the eccentric billionaire. Jim goes to over 100 NBA games a year, and the one thing that is consistent is the fact that he will have a much younger lady on his arm. According to Jim, if you walk around with a beautiful woman, more women will want to be with you. This is something he's proven time and time again. His latest leggy blonde, according to the internet, it's model Anna Sergeyevna. Considering he's dated the likes of Jane Mansfield and didn't fall in love with her, it's safe to assume Jim and Anna's relationship won't last. But we are sure they are having a blast at all those basketball games and fashion parties. Which billionaire wife did you find the most beautiful? Tell us what you think in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco. Thanks for watching!